Hi, and welcome to the Complete Guide to Commercial Aviation. Today, we will cover the most popular jet aircraft and their main features, starting with the Airbus A320. The A320 is the most selling commercial passenger aircraft on Earth. Its capacity is anywhere between 140 and 170 passengers, depending on the airline, with the maximum carry of 180 passengers. As of June 2023, more than 11,000 units were delivered. American Airlines with the highest number of A320s, 469 units. Although this number will soon be surpassed by Indigo, which has recently ordered over 500 of them, which would put them at 689 A320s sold by a single airline. If you want to see a separate video about that, let us know. Other airlines that own the A320 are EasyJet, Spirit, Wizz Air or Air China. As you can see, the A320 is very popular among many airlines, so you are very likely to fly on one. The A320 also features the fly-by-wire system, which sends the input from the joystick to a computer which later moves the plane's control surfaces. It also consists of the NEO and CO version. NEO stands for New Engine Option and CO for Current Engine Option. But it continues to the A320 family, consisting of the A318, A319, A320 and the A321. The A318 being the smallest and the A321 being the largest. Moving on to the Boeing 737.
Thank you for flying Ryanair.
The 747 is very similar to the A320 in many ways. But wait, this applies to the capacity as well. It ranges from 85 to 215 passengers depending on the version. Speaking of versions, the 737 has many of them, ranging from the 737-100 to the 737-900, plus the newest versions, MAX 7, 8, 9 and 10, adding up to 12 versions in total. The main operator being Southwest Airlines, beating American Airlines by a mile, with 728 units across all versions of the 737. All this information doesn't need to be true if you are watching in the future. Other operators are Ryanair, United, American and Delta Airlines. The most popular variant of the 737 is the 737-800, which takes off or lands every 1.5 seconds. Just to point out even more how popular this plane is, it has the longest running commercial aircraft program. It is in continuous production since 1967, and the 737-800 is considered to be the safest plane to be ever built. And you might be thinking that the runway requirements will be different, but you'll be mistaken. Takeoff and landing requirements for the 737 and the A320 are almost the same, as well as takeoff and landing speed and cruising speed and altitude. Now let's move to the bigger ones, starting with the Airbus A380. Being the largest passenger airliner in the world, is significantly larger than its small brother, the A320. It's the first and only full double-deck airliner on the planet with a capacity of 525 passengers and a maximum certified capacity of 853 passengers. Because of its size, it needs around 9,800 feet of runway to take off. This is a lot compared to the near 6,000 that the A320 needs. The main operator of the A380 are Emirates, with 121 units in use. Other operators are All Nippon Airways, British Airways, Qantas, Qatar Airways, or Singapore Airlines. As you can see, the A380 is very popular among the larger airlines. Due to its size, it's a very comfortable plane to fly. The bottom deck is reserved for economy and the top deck is split between business and first class. Even with size, this huge plane can fly up to 8,200 nautical miles. Consumption is 4,600 gallons of fuel per hour. Being a relatively new plane, its first flight was on 27th of April 2005. It has only one version, the A380-800. Although there were many other versions proposed, none of them ever made it to production, unlike the other jumbo jet we are going to talk about. The Boeing 747, aka the Queen of the Skies. This plane was one of the earlier Boeings ever made, so it makes sense that it has many versions. 5 to be precise. The Boeing 747-100 had its first flight in the year 1969, being called the first jumbo jet as the first wide-body airliner. Now, 5 versions later, we have the Boeing 747-8, which has a larger wingspan than his predecessors and upgraded technology. The takeoff length for the 747-8 is 7,500 feet and the landing distance is a little longer than 5,000. Compared to the A380, the 747 does not have a full second deck. It only has a hump in the front of the plane. This means that it has a smaller capacity than the A380. The three-class layout in the 747 accommodates 416 passengers. While it has a smaller capacity than the A380, many airlines still use it frequently like Lufthansa and Atlas Air. It was also popular in the times when the A380 still did not exist, the first operator being Pan Am, that ran out of money. There are more than 1,500 built, which is a lot more than the A380, but sadly, out of the 1,500, only 444 are still in service, which makes it more comparable to the A380. So far, we've talked about the 4 most important planes to know if you are starting with aviation, but remember, there are many more. Only Boeing and Airbus have 19 planes in total. Here is the list. We hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something new. Thanks for watching and see ya!